If you're planning a trip to Thailand soon, then please spare a few minutes to watch this video because we are in the midst of big changes when it comes to arrival and immigration formalities when traveling to Thailand. Basically, Thailand has begun rolling out a new digital arrival card system that all non-Thai citizens will have to complete before entering the kingdom. I'm sure we have all experienced filling out arrival cards when traveling abroad. Your flight is about to land and the air hostess begin walking down the aisles, handing out paper arrival cards that everyone visiting the country must complete. It is at this point that you realize you don't have a pen. Fortunately, the friendly couple you are sat next to are more prepared than you and hand you a biro after they have completed their cards. Now, as the plane descends, you quickly scribble down your personal information, resting upon the flimsy fold-down tray table. The good news is that whole fiasco is a thing of the past when it comes to traveling to Thailand. Instead, you will have to fill out a digital arrival card online before you can enter. As of May 1st, anyone entering Thailand by air, land or sea must have filled out the digital arrival card before being allowed past immigration or passport control. So why don't we go over everything we know about the new digital arrival card system so we don't get caught out next time we're trying to enter Thailand. Let's begin with the basics. So what is an arrival card? In the past, when you entered Thailand, you had to fill out a paper arrival card. It was that blue and white card that they handed out on the plane towards the end of your flight. You had to fill in your personal details and travel plans. Then, once at passport control, you would hand it over along with your passport to the immigration officer, who would keep one half of the arrival card and return the other half to you. The form asked you for information such as your full name, a passport number, flight details, where you're staying, how long you plan to stay, and the purpose for your visit. Put simply, arrival cards are a way for government officials and airline companies to keep track of who is entering the country and, most importantly, for what purposes and how long they will be staying. The information is collected predominantly for security measures. However, I'm sure you can also see how that information would be very valuable to nations who have large tourism sectors. In Thailand, the paper form of the arrival card has actually been gone for a while. In fact, the last time I entered the country, there were no arrival cards whatsoever. The paper ones had been phased out. However, from the beginning of this month, the new digital system has been implicated. This means that you'll no longer be writing down your information on paper cards toward the end of your flight, but instead doing it online, maybe even way before you travel. Perhaps you're wondering why the change to a digital system has been made. And supposedly, it's all about speed, convenience and security. The digital arrival card system offers a few advantages over its paper predecessor. Those advantages being, firstly, it could speed things up at the airport as passengers don't waste time filling out paper forms on the plane or in the arrival halls. A digital system can also mean fewer mistakes are made, as online systems often check for errors automatically, like missing passport numbers and misspellings. A digital system is also more environmentally friendly, as no paper equals less waste. It's probably also easier for immigration officers. They get your information digitally ahead of time so they can process you faster. Also, you can imagine it streamlines things on their side, as they were probably having to input the information from the paper arrival cards into a database. It could be said a digital system is more convenient, as you can fill it out calmly from your phone, laptop, or even before you leave for your trip. Finally, it most likely helps with tracking and safety. Government officials can quickly organize travel information in case of emergencies like health alerts or security issues. So how do you submit your digital arrival card? Why don't we take a look at the digital arrival card website? So this is where you're going to want to come when it comes to applying for your digital arrival card. Once again, make sure you're on the correct website. This is the only official website. The address, once again, is TDAC, Thailand Digital Arrival Card. So it's tdac.immigration.go.th. Make sure you're getting this one official website. Once you're on the website, you have two options, essentially. One of them, you can see on the home screen or the landing page, you have two buttons. There's the arrival card button, which is for you beginning your application, And the second option is to update an arrival card. That option for making changes to the arrival card that you've already begun working through. I think this option is also for people traveling with children. Maybe you can add dependents on the same single arrival card application. But once again, this is a fairly new system. I've not yet used it, but that's what my understanding is anyway. Why don't we have a go at applying for one of the arrival cards? So we'll click arrival card. So there are 3 steps to the digital arrival card application process. This first page is asking us for our personal information. So why don't we go ahead and fill some of that in? We're going to put our name, nationality, passport number, date of birth, occupation, gender, visa number if we have one, and it looks like they're asking for our address too. Okay, so after our personal information, we can go ahead to the second step, which asks us about our trip and accommodation information. So you're asked for things like date of arrival, country or territory where you boarded, purpose of travel, mode of transport, flight number and vehicle number. And then you're also asked for some departure information. So if you are traveling to Thailand as a tourist, especially on visa exemption, then you do need to have your departing flight or bus booked already. Sometimes you will get asked for that information when you're trying to enter the country. However, you can see this information isn't required. That's because obviously people on longer visas don't necessarily have to prove proof of departure. But yeah, they're asking, you've got your departure information there too. And then finally, the accommodation information. So it's type of accommodation, province, district, sub-district, and address. So I imagine lots of us who are traveling to Thailand for tourism reasons, we're going to be staying in a few different places. It looks like they're only asking for the first hotel you're staying in. So maybe you're spending a few days in Bangkok. When you land, perhaps, I'd probably put the information for that first location in this particular section. There is also an option you can tick to say you're a transit passenger. So you're not staying in Thailand, you're just getting a connecting flight. The third and final step for the digital arrival card application is the health declaration page. And it looks like the information they're asking from you on this page is a list of the names of countries or territories where you stayed within the 2 weeks before arrival to Thailand. I suppose this is also a declaration that you are fit and healthy and not suffering from any dangerous diseases before you travel to Thailand. And that does appear to be the final stage in the application for the digital arrival card. Finally, I would like to offer some warnings and considerations when it comes to the digital arrival card. First, and this is a big one, watch out for false websites. There have actually already been news reports of a false website that some scammers have put up that you can tell is false, especially if you compare the URL, the website name. Also, a big red flag if you go onto a website and they're asking for money. So this one scam was claiming to be the digital arrival card and asking for a $10 processing fee. The digital arrival card has no fee. So make sure if you see that, then that is a big red flag. You don't need to pay that fee. Go to the official website, and this is a free process. The one official website is tdac.immigration.go.th. I will leave a link in the description of this video to the official digital arrival card website. Any other website is likely to be a scam, phishing for your personal information, or perhaps even trying to convince you to pay a processing fee, which once again is not needed. Definitely think ahead when it comes to the digital arrival card itself. So you are going to have to show proof that you've filled in this digital arrival card. I think the screen with the QR code on that you're emailed is proof enough. So if you have your phone, when you go to passport control, when you land in Thailand, you would give over your passport, show the confirmation that you filled out the digital arrival card, and that should all be fine. Obviously, if you're going to store it on your phone, make sure you've got battery on your phone. those types of basic things. It might be a good idea to print out the confirmation. That's probably what I will do. Call me old-fashioned, but when it comes to my first time re-entering the country, I'm definitely probably going to print out my digital arrival card just so I've got a paper copy in case my phone dies. And finally, if you are digitally illiterate and you find this stuff very difficult, then fear not, because there are being machines installed at the airports. I have seen photographs from Savannah Airport where there have been a few machines installed where you can fill in the information and submit your digital arrival card. That being said, there will likely be large queues to use those machines, I would imagine, especially while this system is still new. Many people may have missed the news. So we'll be having to use the machines once they land at the airport. That being said, I believe there are also staff around the machines who can help you. So again, if you do find this stuff very confusing and you are not very tech savvy, then don't worry too much. I would go to those machines and I'm sure some friendly staff will be there to help you. So that's basically everything I know about the new Thailand digital arrival card system. Maybe I will make an update to this video once I've actually used this digital arrival card system myself. If you've already traveled to Thailand recently and have had first-hand experience dealing with the digital arrival card system, please let me know how it went in the comment section. I would very much appreciate any feedback and information about this new system, so definitely let me know.